live life, breathe air. I know some niggas gonna get there and be so wonderful. Bon pesé avec Picles avec. Alright, we on?
Yep.
Welcome back to the most talked about talk show that's ever been talked about talk show history. Welcome back to the podcast. I could be somebody named Gregorio.
I could be somebody named David.
I could be somebody named Deborah.
I'm Grace.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We have a very special guest today, a recurring guest, if anything.
Y'all remember Grace from episode?
I
Shit.
think is it 5? It's either 3 or
3 or 5. She was one of like the early ones. Like
the early one. I'm gonna say
the early
4 or
bird.
5.
I'm gonna say 4 or 5.
She's on single digits.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say the first official recurring guest. I think you can't really count Jonas because he's the
this guy. He's in it now,
he's
dude.
in the team. So
he's like that special character, you know, like Disney characters.
Yeah.
Like he comes from like
he's one of Like he like Gibby.
He's a recurring guest.
Yeah.
Like guest star.
Yeah.
He like
A recurring.
He like Gibby from iCarly for real. Or like Sinjin from Victorious or something.
Sinjin was the weirdest nigga, but I ain't gonna get on that.
Nah, I actually miss Sinjin. He was a cool ass nigga.
He was weirdly cool.
He was cool.
You know, Sinjin reminds me of one of her friends, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not.
All right, whatever. All right, we gonna go ahead and we're gonna give you a little bit of introduction.
And
I got scared. I was about to say.
No, yeah, good.
Right.
But since so say this right. So David has been telling me that, you know, you want to get some stuff off your chest, and basically like this podcast we try to give people like a a voice like kind of thing. And I know you have like some stuff you really want to talk about, especially us, you know, being 20 coming up and all that stuff. You know, like I just want to pick your brain a little bit. You feel me? So like with this 20-year-old stuff, right? Like what do you think? Yeah, like what do you think that is something that most 20-year-olds or most people around our age should know, but they really don't, and you just like watch them kind of just doing.
I think I think that life is just going to be like life. Like everything that you pictured, I think, when you're like younger, I don't think for the most part it's gonna apply long term once you get into the world and see what your actual life looks like. And that you can't really compare what you do and how your process is to like your friends, even your best friend. Like you can't even like look at them and be like, well, they're doing that, I should be like that, or anything like that. Just knowing that your lane is your lane, I think, and being okay being by yourself in whatever it is you're doing. I think I had like I feel like when I was a little bit younger, not that I was crazy, but I had more of like a group mentality with things where I felt like everyone should kind of be going in the same direction, or like the people you're around should be, but like realizing that's okay if you're not. Yeah.
So would you say though, because you did say that like that friend part, don't you think friends at a time can help build your character, but it doesn't mean that you need to, you know, just like lynch to them? Because I think people cannot differentiate like those two. You feel me? Because being around certain people helps elevate you. You feel me? So that's why, you know, obviously we want to surround ourselves by, you know, good things, but at the same time surrounding yourself by, you know, like kind of like that same thing, but in like a more toxic way, right. I guess you could say. But
no, I think who you surround yourself with means everything, especially right now, because I think like there's certain friendships that I've had that if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be the person I am today, good or bad. Mainly good though. I think like if I didn't have those relationships with people who are older than me, even some that are younger than me, I wouldn't have had like the perspectives to make decisions that I make. I think no matter what though, I still do what I want 90% of the time, but I do just try and always make sure that like I've heard all the perspectives and I'm making the right choice that aligns with like myself or like my own feelings and thoughts and stuff.
Type shit. So is David's not one of those friends?
No, he's a bad influence. I'm just
kidding.
Shit. He's one of the people that like, I feel like we're obviously all being here. We all have like, we all work hard. We want something for ourselves. And I think that's also kind of hard to find at our age, that like people who are actually willing to like give up certain things to get places.
Sacrifices. People aren't ready to make sacrifices. And I was people, I ain't gonna lie. I think we all were.
Yeah,
you feel me?
I feel like I was too.
You probably turned down a huge opportunity because you just.
It's just not like the first thing that like you kind of think of when you're hitting your 20s or hitting not just 20s but also hitting college. You know what I mean? So like when you're hitting college, you're just kind of like, yeah, sure, you're thinking about school, but you're not really much thinking about, you're really more thinking about, oh, when's the next party? You know,
Yeah, no,
when's
real
the next
shit.
party, and when
Real
am I
shit,
gonna,
like, when's-
and when,
like,
when can we have fun?
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't really look forward to anything other than the weekend. So school, like Monday through Friday, whatever, like that's just like a blow off. You feel me?
Yeah.
You're really locked in on the weekend. You
Facts.
feel me? But you know,
No, like, I feel like that's super real. My first 2 years of school, honestly, were like a whirlwind. Like looking back, I think they're like so chaotic, and like you guys can speak to that, like, about like what was going on. I just had like
every time Grace hit me up, though, I always want to go there for you.
But she always had a story, bro.
oh, you do got stories. I'm gonna need one of those stories by the end of this.
we'll see.
A good one, a
Makes
juicy
it.
one
We'll
too.
see.
I
Let's
want-
do this
I
one,
always
yo.
wanted to be at for you.
Nah.
Nah, like I definitely like I wasn't going crazy. I wouldn't say that, but I definitely felt like my priorities were different, but that's okay. Like, you know what I mean? It was like an era for myself. Like, I think now I'm definitely in a different place. I'm more locked in with like everything that I'm doing for school, outside of school, things like that. But I also think that it was important that I was able to do those and get that kind of like out of my system, I guess, because I don't live wondering what if. Like, I don't care to miss out on anything. I don't care about staying in. I don't care about not talking to people, still talking to people. Like, I've learned so many lessons through that, and I think people kind of hide from lessons because they don't really want to have like that pain of the exposure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll definitely say that. Like I feel like it might. Is it vital to have that type of phase when you go to college? You know what I mean? That partying phase and whatever, having fun.
I don't think so. Like, 'cause I don't even think like my stories, they weren't even all partying stories. I think it's just kind of meeting people and like taking a chance on life. Like somebody invites you to go to dinner and you go to dinner and that turns into something else and you meet new people. Like that's kind of more of the thing I'm talking about than a partying phase.
Right.
I don't think a partying phase is necessary at all, honestly. I think you know whether you like to party or you don't, or you like to go out sometimes or not at all. But I don't think you need to have a party phase going out.
Okay. So now I know exactly what you mean, because you're kind of like me in a sense. Like you kind of just like let life take control in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you're not too strict on things. You're like I'm here for a reason, right? And you know and whatever I am in the future, that's what I'm gonna be. But this is who I am now.
Yeah.
Like kind of thing.
I let life flow.
I like that shit.
Yeah, that's smooth.
That's what I've been trying to tell David, bro.
Because when you try
David
to
be
control
Daviding.
And Greg thinks that he's just, just better than me.
No, I don't. I just
Like,
no,
I would
just
say
think-
this, okay.
Me and
can
David
speak
like
on-
polar opposites. Though.
We are the
Like,
polar opposite, but I
yeah.
also feel like that's the reason why we work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Greg, he's like, I mean, if you're a constant watcher of the podcast, you know that me and Greg, we met during COVID and we was just doing the stupidest things. But that year is what taught me, I guess, to be spontaneous. You know what I mean? Like, as in like, oh, don't always worry about where you're going, But I will say I took it too far to the point that like, I didn't know how to plan anymore. You know what I mean?
You just woke up
You
and
just not,
I'm
you
just
not
gonna
wanna,
walk out.
bro, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll see
yeah,
y'all
and
vibes,
like when it started to cut, like when it started to be important, like to go into important things or dealing with things, I didn't know how to deal with those things. It's like I'll see you there. Like BPT was a big part of me. Black people time, it was a big part of me.
No,
bro.
Black
Like,
people time it was oh my god.
Yes,
and you know like also like when your mom asks you where you going,
I don't know. It was so hard to say that because
Where you
it
gonna
was
be?
COVID too.
Oh yeah,
like,
gonna be like
you can't just say you don't know where you're going.
like where you gonna
Why
be?
are
I don't
you
know.
in
in
the
the
house
street.
if you don't
Facts.
know?
So it's like I just had to say Stanley's house, and it's like it never ended up as.
It was
Stanley's
never
house.
as. I mean,
It always starts
at Stanley's house and it ends at the weirdest fucking places.
All right, that was
Dude,
headquarters.
No, that was headquarters for real. Like we would literally like meet up headquarters, clock in.
Facts.
You feel me? Go crash a fucking wedding. We actually did that,
Yeah.
by the way, successfully. We
Successfully.
actually crashed the fucking wedding.
You guys are
Came
wild.
back.
Oh, you guys are wild.
Yeah, that's always gonna be a
Crazy.
staple in our memories. But I will say this though. So like, yeah, that kind of like they kind of like embedded that in me, and then later on, like when things kind of get to more important, I guess, which is literally years later. I'm talking about like my second year outside of high school when like things started getting serious. Okay, I need to get serious with my acting. I need to get serious with this podcast. That's when like I started to like develop like just a plan for everything. You know what I mean? Like, cause like realistically, you can't just if you think you're gonna succeed with just letting things flow. I'm not entirely sure where your head's at. but I just that's just not the way that I'm gonna go.
Facts.
Type
You have
shit.
to design your life.
Yeah.
Like that's really the thing. Like you have to take control over like what you want long term. So even if like you're going with the flow now, like make that part of your plan. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm vibing, I'm flowing now, but
Yeah.
I know like
But I know what I'm doing, and I
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
That's
I-
also what I was gonna say as well. I'd honestly like because I think because that became a part of my life, like that spontaneous aspect. Like I feel like it's still good to have room to not know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to it's okay to live life trying to like figure things out, because I don't think that you're ever really gonna have things figured out, and I think that's the beauty of it. So
I agree. Because I also think it's like, yeah, we're getting old, like we're 20, but when you look at us in like the scheme of life, we don't know anything. So it's like thinking you're going to have a plan that's going to go exactly how you want is almost like naive in a sense.
Yeah.
Because like life is always going to just be
But it's gonna
lifing.
throw a haymaker.
Yep.
All the time. Like every time
Make-
you think
make-
you're
make-
getting your
make it-
stuff together, all of a sudden something else is gonna come. Like the hurricanes.
Oh,
like
dude.
literally,
Oh, yeah.
That's really like a
Yeah.
perfect example of life just showing up and throwing your plans off.
yeah.
But like you just have to roll with those punches and figure it out. Because if you keep talking about, oh well, the hurricane did this, hurricane did
Yeah.
that, like you're not gonna move forward.
Facts. And it's kind of funny because like me and Grace were on a phone call yesterday, and like we were talking about all these things, and it's like Hurricane Milton set me back a little bit. Like it made me like I went back to Naples and I just wasn't doing anything. Like we were trying to like plan our month. We had stuff to do for the
Oh, yeah.
podcast. But it's like that just like set us back a bit. But
Nah,
not only set us back.
I'm not even gonna say
like,
a bit. That was
it set us back
that was
for
a
real,
good
for real.
uppercut.
That was a good
shot.
one. That was
Nah, that
loose.
was a fucking
But like it was just like it was just I was just so lazy. I just didn't want to do anything. Then I went back to Tampa to go for work, and I still didn't want to do anything.
You know,
And like we started like and then we just kind of came to the conclusion that like, bro, like if you think about it, like no matter what, life is just gonna keep going. And
Wait.
that's like the hardest part of growing up.
So say this, because I knew everyone here has like a different we all have a different, what's the word, trajectory in life, right? So you see like speaking about being humbled, right? So what's like a plan that y'all had and y'all really was like, oh, this is my plan, this is what I'm gonna do, and life gave you the meanest humbling moment.
I got you.
And then it's like, yeah,
Let's go ahead and go. So
let's go.
let's start with Jonas. He haven't said nothing.
Boner.
I gotta think.
Okay, wait. So the question is, what is like a life humbling moment?
Yeah, like what is something that you planned for and you were like, this is what's gonna happen, and then like that like life changing moment, like you actually like step foot in life and you kind of was like, oh, like,
Okay.
that first like realization
Okay.
that life could go left,
All right.
change
We'll
it.
start with Greg.
Damn.
I gotta think.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
mine is simple. I mentioned this before on the podcast, so it's gonna be like easy. So I was an athlete like before all this podcast music stuff. I was an athlete. I ran track, and I was so dead set on like I'm just gonna keep grinding to like not make the Olympics, but go into like the not the league, but like the pre-league, I guess you could call it. Yeah, like I'm gonna go there and then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, like I'm gonna do it. And then I went to college and I was living the reality of it, and then like the business aspect, and you realize, and I just realized how much life was a business and how much politics, and even in the sports you love, like it's really just like politics. And I started to realize that, and then and on top of that with like money troubles and shit in college, because this was like a high D2 like private school, right? So they was charging niggas like 41,000 type shit, like but my biggest like life moment there was like thinking that I was always gonna be this way forever, and not really like tapping into like myself and tapping into like other things or other other avenues, I guess, that like that I would be interested in, because I didn't really have a personality outside of sports. I was just the way I dressed, the way I saw it was just fucking sports. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, just think everything might be the same, just vibing. Think we can get away with the little shit in college, but nah, bro, you gotta work hard for that. You gotta actually stay on top of your work. You can't slack off. You got nobody to be there for you.
That's the worst part.
It's like
Ready to
first
save
semester
you.
in college, I almost went to class, bro. And when they told me that if I don't pass it back in the second semester, and I'll be kicked out of school, I was like, yeah, bro, I gotta see up on my stuff. So that was probably like my most humbling experience. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm a slacker. I like to procrastinate.
I
I
felt
feel
that.
you on that one.
I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah, I'm a procrastinator too. I like the adrenaline of it, I think.
No, dead ass. I think I
Yeah.
do.
I
Like,
I think it's like,
because low key, I
am
mean,
I
I'm
gonna
like,
get this finished?
no, low key, like,
Like,
I remember.
It's like,
It's like, I did that shit.
It's
I'm not
like,
gonna lie, the only reason why I'm still a procrastinator is because I procrastinate and
And
I
it
still
works
get it
out.
done.
And it
that's
works
what.
out.
Yo,
That's
yeah,
it.
you know,
It works
that's
out.
Jesus.
But
That ass.
like,
That's
yeah.
why. No, dude,
It hurts.
Like, have y'all ever like procrastinated and you're like, damn, like I could really just be early, bro.
Yeah,
And I'm just like,
I could have done this
I'm just
4
like,
days ago.
I'm just like,
I
I don't
feel
know.
that.
I'm just like, I'm gonna get it done when it needs to get done, but I'm gonna get it done at the deadline.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the thing is,
no.
like, you know, it's crazy. Like, yeah, sure, like, you can procrastinate and like never fail, but it's like maybe one day it's gonna hit us.
One day
It's gonna
it's
smack
gonna
it. One day it's gonna
bad.
hit you bad to the point it's like, nah.
It's gonna make you
No,
learn.
I
You're gonna
mean-
learn something, bro. You're gonna learn
No, but
something.
when
Facts.
you win, like that's the best feeling ever. Cause
It's the
you
best
gambled
feeling.
with
but
life and you won.
something I started to realize, like, when you procrastinate and you
Bro.
actually, you know, whatever, finish your task, I feel like that's supposed to happen because now it's in your head. Oh, if I did this time, oh, I can do it next time, and then I can do it next time,
And I can do
and then when you
next
do it
time.
again,
It's just a habit.
and then remember that, and then there's gonna be that one time when you procrastinate and you fail.
Yep, you're
I
gonna
wonder what
fuck
you're gonna
up.
do then. Go ahead, Grace.
Okay, so I think I have like, I'm gonna give 2 answers for this one. I think the first one was I feel like I kind of learned it a little younger. When I was in high school, I also played sports. I was like, I'm a sports kid. I come from a sports family. Like it's just, it's like it's a way of life almost.
What'd you play?
I played basketball,
Shit.
and then I ended up I had a knee surgery. I had like just a bunch of stuff going on, and I think I almost had like that post-sports identity crisis, but in high school still.
I know about that.
And then like after that, I also like COVID happened and all these things were just simultaneously just like hitting me. And I think so like what is that, maybe my sophomore year, I feel like I had to really make a pivot and be like, okay, is this something I still want to do? Or something I still can do? Or do I want to do it long term? And I made the decision to not do that anymore. And I think walking away from that was like one of the hardest things I've had to do because it's like it's all you know to a degree. Like when like all you're doing, you go to school, you go to practice, you go to train, you sleep and do homework. Like that's literally that's life.
that's
Like
your
that's
day.
literally life. And so I think that was like the first time I ever had like a touch of that. But then I think a second time for me would be when I was in college. I had an experience and it made me like I decided to withdraw from the semester for that year. And so what that is, it's like it's changing my timeline for graduation, different things like that. And I think that one's kind of harder sometimes because it's something that people can also see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like people will know like, oh wait, like you're not graduating this time or you're not doing this time. And it's kind of going back to being okay, being on your own timeline with things, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I had to learn how to pivot and be okay, not doing the same, being the same as like everybody else that I came into school with or anything like that. So, yeah.
That's real.
I feel like out of everything you said, like that was really like the number one like moment for you. It probably was for you, but that was a weird statement.
Something I would I would say, is it my most? It might be my most, but so a lot of messed up things happened. Like outside, like when I left high school and I moved out to Tampa, a lot of crazy things happened. Like I'm not gonna list them off, but I'll say I had 2 car accidents. My first one was it was head on. Kind of surprised that I'm still here or like my head straight, but that was like crazy, bro. Like I didn't, but the thing is, I feel like it happened, and then whatever, I got a car, and it, like life moved on, and then like I feel like I didn't learn the lesson that I was supposed to learn, but and I'm not gonna talk about that yet, because this next one made me like realize and really reinforce that into my head. So I got into the accident. Then I got another car. I didn't get a car that I wanted, but whatever. And then 7 months later, I get into another car accident. Like somebody was about to swerve in my lane, and I had a jerk, and then my thing spun out in the highway, and then I hit the rail, spun 2 more times. That was even more crazy. I should have died, but that time, oh yeah. By the way, my first time, bro. Oh yeah, I should have said this. My first time, like they wasn't checking on me, and like they wasn't checking on me, and I low-key took that personal because it's like, fam, you're like somebody ran a red light and hit me. I'm at a green light, and I'm at a red light, and then his green. What do you do when it hits green?
Go.
You go. So I do exactly that, and I just turned to my left, smacked me in my face.
You got sniped.
And then like after that, like the EMT checked on me. Like I was on the top hood of my car. I'm calling everybody. And low-key nobody was answering. But like, EMT came up to me. They asked, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm straight." Because I'm not about to go to the hospital. I know how the bills go, so I'm good.
Oh.
And then, and then,
The ambulance
and then
rides.
after that, yeah. And then after that, I swore like maybe the police checked on me after that. I swear I was just by myself on my own car. I got hit for like 30 minutes. And then after that, guess what? They rushed me off the road because I was in the middle of the road or something like that. And that's just what it was. You feel me? And I'm not gonna lie, that was such a crazy time because that was the first year I got out of college. I mean, out of high school. It's like I'm still young. Like I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm still young. I'm not gonna lie, I cried, bro. I was like, I just got like my car is gone. How am I gonna go back to Tampa? How am I gonna go to school? How am I gonna all these hows, right? So that I'm not gonna lie, I freaked out. And then the second one, like as I told you how the accident went, you know, my car spun out. But the first thing, I don't know why, my instinct was just to get out the car immediately. You know, I just got out the car and I just started walking. And then like, I'm not entirely sure, but it was just like, I just kind of like looked at my car and then I just started praying. And I was just grateful because I'm not entirely sure, but it's like, I feel like then I started to realize what God was trying to show me. And I feel like he was basically trying to tell me that I was taking life for granted. You know what I mean? So it was a hard truth, but I kind of remember what my dad said, bro, nothing's more valuable than your life. A car is a car. It's just a machine. It's just supposed to get you somewhere, but your life is your life. That's a one-time thing. Your life is not replaceable, but your car is, you know? So then that like kind of made me look at life a lot differently. You know, I still have my moments to like, you know, I be slacking, but I be trying to get my ass up. But yeah, that's that.
No, I feel like these last few years have been like, I've learned a lot of lessons. Like I've been through like a lot of things, and like we kind of touched on it, but like when you kind of have to get to the realization that like life goes on, which is kind of like what you're saying with the accident, is kind of like, then it was like, you good? All right, bet, like move on. Like kind of the lack of sympathy that the world has for you, I think is really hard to grasp once you actually get into the real world, because so many other people also have their things going where it's like most people don't even care about other people. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, that's also something that's been hard for me to learn, is kind of like life's still going to continue whether you're having a good time, a bad time. Like the good's not going to last, the bad's not going to last. And just being able to like be okay in both of those spaces, because like it's hard. Like it's really is hard.
It's tough. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say something and I forgot. Hold up.
I'll come back.
It'll come back to you. I'll say what I had to say, but yeah, especially the life goes on type part. I feel like it's also hard. It's also hard to understand that when you're in those times. You know what I mean? Like, because all you're thinking about is the bad. All you're thinking about, damn, like I don't got a car no more. All you're thinking about, I don't have a job no more. I don't have this no more. I don't like this just happened to me. Instead of worrying about what your next move is, or just the fact that you're gonna eventually be good. You know what I mean? I feel like, bro, everything circles back to God. You know, I can't have this conversation without mentioning him. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, just like you said that, like, I usually know the term like hard times don't last, but like just like how you said like the good doesn't last either. That's something I kind of like didn't really think about. But when you think about that, nothing really ever lasts. But you know what does? Joy, not happiness. You know what I mean? Like happiness is a temporary thing, but joy is everlasting, and that's what God gives you. You know what I mean? That's what God can provide you. You can still be sad, but you can still be joyful at the same time. You know what I mean?
It's finding like your place of contentment, like, you know what I mean, where it's like being able to create, like, for me it's like creating your own safe space where you're at like a baseline, and so it's kind of like you kind of live your life at like this chill spot, and like some moments are up and go crash right back down, but crash to base, not crash to like a low. You know what I mean? I think before I did I guess the work to be able to do that, I kind of go from up and then I crash all the way back to the bottom. Then I go back all the way up and then I crash to the bottom. But finding a way to create your own stability in like yourself is the best thing that you can really do for that, because that's the only way like you'll be able to remember that there's good and bad, is because you have like a middle to show both sides of it. You know?
Oh, it's kind of like you know the the medical things,
Yeah,
it's kind of
the
like
monitors.
that's your. Like, I was thinking about getting a tattoo. Don't fucking steal my ideas. But I was thinking about getting like a tattoo of like that line, because at the same time, like that line for me, it represents the trajectory of life for people, because that's what makes you live. And also the heartbeat, that's what keeps your
It's a
heart beating.
lifeline,
Yeah, so
basically.
that's
Yeah.
like your lifeline and all that stuff. But yeah, but
That's fire.
that's fire.
Most definitely.
But
What's up?
oh yeah, and I remember what I was gonna say about the people, like, you know, like not really caring. What I've learned in life is people, they or just everybody, we all live in our own worlds, kind of thing. We will live in this world together, but we really live in our own world. You feel me?
Yeah.
We all have such different perspectives on life, and I've learned that within people. And sometimes it's kind of crazy to even talk to somebody that, you know, that is so far away from who you are. So, and it's just like, damn, like there's really people like this out there. And then also, you know, us being raised in a very like small, compact town, you don't really know much. And, you know, like, and learning these things now, and I'm glad I'm learning it like sooner, because if I feel like with us, if we were to stay boxed in, you know, that hometown, and I don't mean boxed as in stay in there, but mentally be boxed in, like we wouldn't even amount to, you know, what we're doing now, because we're just, you know, in our box, and instead of living our life, we're just trying to survive and just live long, which I also don't get.
Right.
Now, I would live a meaningful life at 40 than live to 90. But
Something that I like about that, you know, is wonder. It's kind of funny because like, okay, my head is everywhere, but I'm gonna try to say this. Okay, so like my senior quote was to get rid of your fear of looking stupid, right? And something that kind of helped me, I can't lie, I can't sit here and lie to you. I'll say I got better, but I'm not fully there. But the thing is, something that kind of helped me is starting to realize that nobody really cares. You know what I mean? Nobody really cares about like you, like what you're doing. But the thing is that
nobody thinks about you as much as you think about yourself.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, like whatever. Like you could be in the store, you could be like sometimes I'll be so embarrassed with Greg and Stanley freaking dancing and singing loud as hell in the restaurant.
Oh yeah, we used to like
in the restaurant. But the thing is, like then like when you start to realize it's really just that moment, or like what they're gonna think about you.
And then
Are they gonna go back home and be like, damn, bro,
What?
like those black ass niggas
damn
ruined my dinner today.
Damn,
And
I was trying to enjoy my damn coleslaw.
You know what I mean? And even if they do that, that's just not gonna last the next day.
Yeah,
them
like
again.
you're never seeing them
And
again.
they
never
don't
is-
think about it tomorrow.
Facts.
Yeah,
And I think it also comes with like just kind of humbling yourself, like in the grand scheme of, you know, like everything you like, not to like say this as like a bad thing, but it's just kind of like you got to understand where, you know, you're really like a speck. You know, you're not like
Not as
that.
big as what you think.
Yeah, you're not as big as what you think you are. Your job in life is to, you know, fulfill God's, you know, journey for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that doesn't mean you need to be a fucking ruler. You need to do
Yeah.
whatever. But
And also kind of like, this is kind of weird because like I saw like a TikTok or something like that on like what Sonder means, right? So
Yeah.
Sonder.
yeah, you saw that, right?
Yeah,
And it was
I know
like,
what it means.
and it was basically saying that like just realizing that like that other people have their own complex lives is just as much as you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, look,
That's why Saunders.
sure, like people don't care about you or like like people will never like look after you. Like you're always you're gonna think that, oh, I'm on my own because nobody's gonna look after me. Like sure, that's like a mentality that you have because that's just probably like what you experience. But at the end of the day, like that's not something that we have to live by.
Right.
You know, like that's like instead of like living our own lives and trying to do everything by ourselves, it could be our job to look at our friends who may be suffering as well. You know what I mean? Instead of being so selfish and thinking about your problems and trying to live life by yourself and try to do it all by yourself.
Yeah. And then also I feel like it's also important to like help each other, because at times it's like I can't help myself get out of some fucking dirt, but probably Jonas, like David, can probably pull me up out of that without even knowing that they do. And then as opposed to just me being like by myself, and maybe, you know, David just needed somebody to talk to today, but you know, nobody fucking knows, and you know, he just needs, you know, like a nigga to just like hear him, like not just always talk, but you know, just like somebody to hear you.
I kind of wanted to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Finding a balance for that too.
Yeah. Especially because like you will never know like what somebody needs. And like one time, I'm not gonna lie, I was going through something, and like our roommate Lance was trying to like ask me like, oh, like what's going on, da da da. Like, oh, like to me, it's like, oh, like, this nigga's always trying to. To me, it's like this nigga's always trying to like be my business. But like but the next day, like he like told me like, bro, nah, like I just wanted to talk to you because I feel like I was like, because I just needed to talk, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, when he told me that, I'm not gonna lie, that like touched me a little bit. I was like, damn, because I wasn't able to be there for my dog. You feel me? So it's like you just never know what that person needs. So that's why like when I walk around, like I try my hardest to like to be positive and like say hi to somebody or like ask somebody how it's doing.
Kind,
like to even like always be kind and respectful because you never know what that little initiative that you're doing
like interaction
could go a mile for somebody
else.
else.
Yeah, and also and I've also had like this experience because like I think I was like I was just like talking to someone, like I was at work, right? And then somebody came up, you know, like talking to me about, you know, like, oh, like I just came to Florida, and then I don't know why, but like the small talk just became like talking, like a conversation. And then, like, you know, over time, like I met the lady, yada yada. She's like an older woman. Right. She left, and then I remember like a couple of days later, like she came back, and then she was like you don't know how much, you know, that meant to me, because apparently like her husband of like many, I don't know how many years, but like the many years like passed away. She knows she's, you know, like getting older. She's by herself, and then she said like talking to me was like kind of like having somebody, like, you know, like always being her, because, you know, she lives like by herself, you know, she's a widow now. Damn. So it's kind of like I was literally just, and this is me just doing small talk. I was just vibing, like I didn't even know, I was just talking because just like, okay, you know, she's waiting to get her. I was working at Home Depot, she was waiting to no I was a server. She was like, yeah, and then I was talking to her, but it's just like fucking damn, dude.
Yeah, you never realize it because of, it's like we're so stuck in our own heads and worlds.
So stuck in our own heads. So. I think that's so real. But I also think for me, it's like, I think I'm overly nice person. Like I think I'm the type of person that over considers a lot of people a lot of the time. Yeah. And there's like a double-edged swordness to that, because it's like when you over consider people, you stop putting yourself first. So, you know, like it's like, for me, it's like somebody's talking and you low-key know you need to go because you need to do something. But it's like, oh, they need to talk, so I'm just going to like suck it up and I'll figure out how to deal with my shit later. You know what I mean? And then that can also like negatively impact you like long term. Yeah. So it's like finding that in between, because like for me, like that's not something I want to change. Like I don't want to not be as kind, as thoughtful, as whatever as I would say I am. Yeah. And it's really hard to not flip the switch. I think when you kind of leave, going back to like our hometown, that bubble, because like for me, coming from such a small town like that, and then going to like a South Florida, being Boca, like it's literally not even like comparable, like the two. Like I don't even know how to like describe it, but yeah, it's like, so I think that's another side of it too, is kind of like finding a way to take care of other people and take care of yourself without overindulging on either side of it.
Yeah, but that's what comes with like a balance. Right. And that's also something else about life, early 20s, guys. I learned. But for me, I don't know about y'all, but I've learned that there's always a balance within everything, of every aspect of every little nick in life. Like there's always another side to something, you know. Like you could like even the simplest things. I'm gonna wake up today. I'm gonna either brush my teeth or not brush my teeth. The consequences of those could be either or. My breath is either going to smell good or smell like shit. But it's literally like the smallest something, and it's like, you know, I'm a shy away from this friend group, right? Thanks. Because I know that I'm outgrowing, you know, just and it's natural, right? It's nothing to be, you know, like ashamed of, but it's just I'm naturally like growing out of, you know, this kind of like lifestyle. Yeah. But at the same time, you leave it, but that's a sacrifice, right? Yeah. And then and then even for acting, it's like, I mean, I could just get a safe job, make some money, you know, and then, you know, just live life with my wife and kids. But now you're sacrificing acting. Like it's kind of like there's always two sides to everything. I also so it's it's finding a balance.
Everything has a cost.
Yeah,
we all live a balanced life. You know that, right?
Yeah, but one thing I will say that like I'm not gonna say it's impossible to find a balance, but I don't think you can find I don't think you can really truly find a middle ground of things, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm really happy that you said that, because, like, yeah, we can sit here and talk about all the things that, like, oh, what we should do, but the thing is, like, just like how you said, there's always gonna be the other side to it. There's always like the positive is always gonna come with a negative. You know what I mean? Like right now, like I feel like, especially like with me and Gray, like we're breaking barriers, and like breaking barriers that not really a normal person would. And I'm not talking about like the status. I'm talking about what we got going on, like in our mental. We're passing mental barriers. You know what I mean? Because like there's times where we don't want to do it, but we do it anyway.
Yeah.
Like there's things that we're doing, but the thing is, there's always gonna be something that comes with it. You know what I mean? And I'm a little brain dead.
It's like, hey, let's start a podcast. It's gonna be fun, and then you
exactly.
behind the
It's really
scenes,
not
behind the
that
scenes,
fun,
you don't
it's
see
a lot
behind
of
the
work.
scenes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like then,
then you're like,
you do
damn.
this, but it's like, okay, like what's the next move? Like we're trying to like elevate, but then it's like, oh, now money got to get involved into it. So that kind of like stresses us out a little more. Like, sure, we're getting a little better with our equipment, but it's like, damn, like,
it's like,
we know that we're not done. Like we know
feel
that
me?
we have another camera to buy. We have
We have
gotta
a bunch
upgrade
of equipment,
a
actually.
bunch of equipment that we need to get. Like we thought,
Like,
like the fact, like we already invested $2,000 into this, and the fact that we gotta invest 3 more is kind of crazy.
drop 3 more bands.
Drop 3 more bands of this.
Why the fuck
insane.
not, right?
You know, but like
Wow.
especially like with I just love the analogy that you had, like especially like caring for somebody else. But the thing is, like the things that you're going through, it's hard to even cater to your own self. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I just personally don't think that I'm not gonna. We know it's easy, but the thing is, like, I just think it's just something that you're gonna have to learn to manage. I don't think it's something that you could just find a middle ground. Oh, I can easily just do this and this at the same time, or I can balance this, and it could be a straight line. I don't think it would ever be a straight line.
No, it's your life will never be a balance, but it's always the like trying, because in life you're never gonna be the most successful. You're never just gonna complete life.
Facts.
Life is not a task that's just
There's not
completable.
an end to life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
Like-
end to life. You feel me? You just live until you die, kind of thing.
Exactly.
You know, like, not to make it sound dark, but it's more so. Dude, I keep forgetting what I'm gonna
I
say. This is
feel you,
bad.
bro. It's a lot.
Wait. Jog my memory again. Wait, cut this out.
No, wait, what were you saying?
We were talking about how I just said I don't think there's gonna be
Okay,
a
there's no
middle
middle
ground,
ground.
like no balance.
Oh yeah.
you know.
Because I'd say like it's kind of like the whole thing like with God and try to live like righteousness.
Right.
You're never gonna beat like exactly it, but it's always just striving for it.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing about life, because there's so many why questions. Why, but there's never an answer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like you just gotta take what you have and just go with it, and just because all of us we have a family life, personal life, friend life, professional life. We all gotta balance these things.
Yeah.
Some of them may teeter across one another depending on
Exactly.
seasons, but
I think that's another thing that sets us back is when we don't get an answer to those whys.
Yeah,
you know what
that
I mean? Like when
fucking,
you
like,
it touches,
it's like,
it's like
dude,
damn, like okay,
it's
if
like-
there's no answer, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Now that sets you back a little bit and it discourages you a bit, and it's like damn, But the thing is, like I like how you said that. Like it's you have to strive for it. You have to try. That's what I think. That's what really. What I say the meaning of life was like. I wouldn't really say the meaning of life, but I mean is something that you just got to do.
yeah,
Because
like,
a lot of people just get what they can get. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They don't really like reach out of their bubble. You know, they don't want to break out of their box. You know,
what
but
you think about like spiritual shit? Yeah, like you spiritual, bro.
we-
Like, I
Are
wanna
y'all
say
spiritual?
one
Like, are
thing
y'all
really
trying to
fast,
tap
though,
in?
Right.
back and coming off of David, I think it's like the way I find balance or of it is just kind of giving people my overflow, like not taking out of what I have, what I need to do, or whatever I need to make myself okay to give that to somebody else, but making sure that I made sure that I'm okay, and then giving the extra to other people. Because I think at first, or majority of the time for me, I was giving everybody, and then I was trying to find what I needed for myself.
Your cup.
Versus I think now it's like I'm working towards the opposite of like making sure that I do everything I need and holding up those boundaries so that you can kind of create that fake balance, because it's really not that balanced. But yeah,
you're pouring into other people's cups, and your cup wasn't being.
but also it's
Pouring
like
into
if your
being
cup's not being
filled.
filled by the people you're around too, that's also
That's
gonna
also a
make
big problem.
things like a lot worse.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know that's
That's
also
true.
something that we wanted to talk about too, like the impact of. I think we were trying to talk about the impact of friends or people
Oh, yeah, we
when you're
did
trying
touch
to
on that a
find
little bit.
yourself.
Oh,
I definitely wanted to get into that as well. So I remember you
Yeah.
told me right now. So what you got to say about that?
No, I think like I think we've talked about it a little bit, but I feel like when you're growing in kind of making the choice on the person you want to be, you can make a decision that you want to be the type of person that is kind, that's respected, that's like this. But if the people around you don't have those same aspirations and goals to be that type of person, it's going to be harder for you to become that type of person because you're going to be stuck in whatever box that they see you or whatever future they see for you or what they think you can accomplish. Versus like if you have people who are like, no, I also want to do that, I also want to be that, they're going to also push you to reach those high levels, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's a hard conversation, even when that's not something you want to do. The people that really care about you or the people that I'm talking about that impact your life are going to take it there. They're going to sometimes feel like they're crossing a boundary. It's going to make you mad, but then you're going to be like, things like that. So I think
you're
it's super
fucking
important.
snapping right now, dude. Like, nah, you actually just fucking blew my mind. Cause it's like, it's shit that like you know, you always think about, but you never like really say, you know, like me.
I'm a very like nerdy, philosophical type person.
I like that. No, like say, like, okay. For example, like, I think for me, I find myself better, like more when I'm by myself. I think like that's because when I'm by myself, I feel like I'm at a point now I could really just vibe by myself. Like I'm like a dad. I just sit out on the porch just looking out and fucking it's like I could really just just do that stuff. And I learned so much about myself, and it's more so something that I want to like kind of like instill in people is that, you know, you're not by yourself, you know, you're with yourself. And when you learn how to like vibe with your own company, enjoy your own company, that's when you really truly know who you are, because you're talking to yourself, you're building a relationship with yourself. You feel me? As opposed to you're always around somebody, you always got to be around people. You can't be in a location, like you always got to like, you know, be up and out. But I just want to hear you.
I feel that because I think high school me was very much like a by myself person. I think I went to college, and when I started, I wanted to be a super social person because that's not who I was. And so I was super social, kind of talking about like that era of me being like kind of having stories all the time. But like I feel like right now I'm kind of returning back to who like I tried both things and I know what I like better. I like being alone better. Like I like being in my own space, my own energy, my own everything, just because I think that other people's energy is going to rub off on you. So like even if they don't mean to, if they're in a very bad place, it's going to get to you too. You're going to start to pick up the habits that they're creating in their bad place. Like that's all going to like mix together. And like you said, sitting on the porch, like I'm the type of person, like I'll wake up, make coffee, and like sit outside and like journal. I'm literally like me and my journal are like locked in. And I think like that's the best thing. Honestly, that's one of my best things for anyone, I think, is to just start brain dumping. Whether it's like videos, audios, writing, like that's how like the best way to get to like know yourself, I feel like, because you really get to like articulate your emotions. And I think sometimes you just sit in them. So like before I used to feel emotion, I just like kind of what's the word? I can't remember the word, but you're just sitting in those emotions versus like when I journal, it's kind of like giving an outlet to that energy, because everything is energy. When you're mad, that's energy. You write it out, it's gone. You move on.
It's giving it life. Yeah. Oh, and dude, it's oddly like this is odd as fuck, but we kind of relate so much like when when you say shit like because I do too. Like, you know, like. But me, it's kind of just sometimes it's poetry, sometimes it's dumb shit. Sometimes I just write about however I'm feeling in the current moment, good or bad.
It's real.
No, but like things like that, I'd say it kind of brings your feelings to life. Like for me, because the way that I do it is just through music. It's just sounds, and it's kind of weird because it's like how do you feel something through sounds? But it's like for me, these sounds like resonate a certain point of, you know, my life and, you know, the things, and I make them too. So it's like it's something that is very, you know, sentimental to me because it's just not anywhere else. And you know, like things like that just. How do I say? Like music is what feelings sound like. Is what they.
I totally feel that, because there's like a very specific type. I'm a music head, low key. Like I love music. I love making playlists. I like making playlists to like for like a vibe or whatever. And so it's like going back to Saunders. Like I don't know. Do you guys listen to Saunders? Yeah. Like I almost like when you think about it, like not even the words, but like the sound of his music kind of is like the feeling of that realization that the whole world is moving on around you. You know what I mean? Like so many things are going on, but you still have like your own world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know what you mean by saying like I love songs that sound like that. Like
yeah,
that type of.
like it brings out emotion or something. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
because music is energy too, like
Yeah.
frequency, energy, kind of going to spirituality, I guess, like you
Yeah.
talked on a bit earlier. But like I do believe in that stuff for sure too.
I like that as well.
Sure.
Like, I think it's also one of the reasons why, like me, I mean, if you're a friend of mine, you know that I don't listen to trap as much. You know what I mean? I don't listen to, all right, bro. This nigga. I don't listen to trap as much. You know, I used to, but I mean, like, sometimes people, like, be going in my car and be like, yo, like, put on, like, Kodak or something.
Dude, I actually
You
was,
know.
I got pissed by that in high school because that's local. Like I don't mind it, you feel me? Because I
Yeah.
actually like that music, but it's like every time,
Yeah,
now
and
it's
the
just-
thing is, those are the type of people to be like, oh, like, why you gotta play this sad music, bro? I'm not. The thing is, I don't even really be playing sad music all the time.
just like-
It's just not music with an 808. That's
It's a
really
vibe.
it. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
I
just
just
like
be
a vibe. It's like,
vibing.
it's not
It's a
sad.
vibe.
I just
Like,
be
it's
vibing.
not too much.
And even
Listen
with
to that
the
kind of music like right when they wake up.
right,
No,
and even with
like-
the like what's it called? Like I guess the sad music, I don't even listen to it because like I'm sad. Like I just have a music ear. I know I have a music
Yeah.
ear, so like I'm not really like listen to it because oh my god it's so sad.
Oh my
like
God,
nah,
so
like I'm
sad.
listening to like damn like that bass
like
line
that
is
shit
going
was
crazy.
fucking hard. Yeah,
Like,
bro, like
the
this shit
piano,
sounds
like I don't even know
hard.
how you even like. I'd be like damn, like how do you even like put that together?
Like the
Like
voice, like
yeah.
all those things. Yeah, I
Like,
feel like
it's
all
just
the-
like interesting. But the thing is, besides all of that, like I know it comes to like where it comes to all like feelings. I like how you said that. I feel like I could never really like piece that together. But like the sound being the sound of
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah, it's actually you know that poster in my room, the big ass guitar with the music thing.
Yeah, is that what it
yeah,
says?
It's actually on there, but it didn't come from that one, but because you know how it has like all the little quotes, it was like written small, so I couldn't even like
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But that's like it's real, bro.
Right,
That shit.
right.
Music is powerful though.
Did you want to end it off with relatable?
Yeah. So this is like a segment that we was gonna try, right?
Yeah,
It's called relatable or debatable.
Oh, we already tried it in the last episode.
Oh yeah, we did try it in the last episode, but they haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But so basically related to debatable, it's in the name. I'm just gonna give you a couple scenarios, and you tell me whether it's either relatable or debatable. You know.
All right.
Okay. The first one. let me not say 20-year-olds. Up and coming young adults should prioritize working harder now than working harder later.
You already stole mine. Damn.
Relatable or debatable?
Relatable. I was gonna say like kind of that. I was really just gonna say like 20s is the time to build. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm gonna say this. So I'm gonna say relatable.
Relatable.
But I'll explain after you guys.
I might say debatable because I think it's a work hard, play hard type of thing.
Right.
Where sometimes people lean too far one side or the other side.
Right.
You gotta work hard, play hard.
I'm gonna say relatable, but I shouldn't. Back on you, I don't think it should be 20s. I should be like start earlier than that.
Yeah. I hear that.
Say debatable.
You said debatable, right?
Yeah,
So
but for different reasons.
okay, we can all explain. I'll start. The reason why I say relatable is because maybe it's because I kind of get inspired by some of my favorite like actors or just like artists or something like that, and like a lot of them like they put partying or like having fun on the back burner, just to work and continue that. You know what I mean? I think that you can have a good balance, and I think you can have a good balance and have fun. But the thing is, for me personally, I think that it'll be better just to lean more on really trying to build on what you're really trying to do as early as possible, because like there's a lot of like this is gonna come after the next. Okay, we were talking about like the last episode, like we kind of like talked a little bit about like older people. Like older people and their goals, like a lot, like people can hit their 30s and when they feel like they didn't do anything, they get discouraged. You know what I mean? And that's just something I kind of want to avoid. But the thing is, like, there's other things to it. But the thing is, like, I don't want to like be in a place where it's like, damn, like I really could have done this younger. I don't want to be in a place of regret. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to say I regret anything because it makes me to the person that I am. But me knowing now, that's just something that I don't want to see myself doing later on. So I would rather, like, for example, like the podcast, like there's a lot of things that come with it, a lot of work, you know what I mean? But we could have easily just passed it off and not be as consistent and do whatever we wanted to do, like our flesh desires, and then but it would just take us longer to get to where we want to go. So yeah, that's why I'll say that.
I said debatable because I think it's like a trade-off type of situation, and like I understand what you're saying, where it's like the greats are like you have to sacrifice, you have to give up, you have to, and I agree, like you do have to sacrifice and give up, but I also think that life is so short that you have to find like your balance of things. So it's like maybe partying isn't the thing that you're missing out on, but like for me it's like, okay, going and spending time with my family or staying and just like working, locking in, or taking that extra work thing versus like going to see a friend I haven't seen in a long time. Like for me, I'm taking those little moments when I can over working harder, because especially in the last few years, like life doesn't last. Like you have to take every moment, every day. So you have to just find a way to like mix them together, because I think when you lean so much one way, you look out your window and realize that you let life pass you by and you miss so many experiences. Cause like for me, I'm thinking like back to my first years of school. And like I was saying, it was like I was having a time, like I was going out, I was meeting people, this and that. And I could be like, well, if I locked in then doing what I did now, I would be where I want to be right now. But those 2 years built me now.
Right.
And so I think all parts of it is important, like not just working hard. Because then you also look at the people who did just work hard. It's like, yeah, they made the sacrifice and they got to their goal, but there's things that they still feel empty from. They feel that they missed out on, or they didn't get, or they're lacking in those things that at the end of the day, like you can't buy back being 20. You can't pay to be 20 again.
So
like, that's not a possibility.
So you're kind of saying like life doesn't wait for you, kind of thing. So you just gotta, and that also ties into the balance. You know how you gotta
fit it in. Basically,
you gotta fit everything in, but it's never gonna be.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Because it could be like even the podcast, like I'm traveling all the time. I'm here, I'm there.
Yeah.
I like after that I have to go do meetings. I have this, that. But it's like you fit in what you want to fit in because it's important. And like, let's say we don't ever get to speak for like a couple more months. It's like, oh well, we got to do that, and you still get those memories.
Yeah.
And so for me, like that's what's important. Is kind of those small things are what's important to me. Like that's what I value more than even like my long-term success is like my relationships, my experience, like being alive.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. For me, I'd say the impact I have on people. But.
Yeah.
I say relatable. You got to work hard because like you don't have to like spend most of your time working hard to get where you need to be. But like it would be like at least an hour or two.
Yeah.
To get where you want to be, because like you never know how much time you can put into something, how much it's gonna build on to like where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like you start younger, because like that time you could like build up,
Right.
it could be something bigger instead of like you focusing directly on that thing.
Yeah.
Basically saying on what Grace is saying is like, yeah, it's spending on everything on one thing, but like if you spend like at least like 1 hour or two, like you'll be able to live your life, but like knowing that you worked on something partially,
Right.
you're still gonna get to your end goal.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I like that too.
It's like a 1% better thing. Just
Yeah.
one thing every day.
And like that's also another thing that kind of like want to tie in. One before I even say that, I agree with that. I think that that's a great point. But also, it's like there's so many times like we all said this, we're all procrastinators. But you know, like me also, like I'd be lazy, and there's just times where look, I beat myself up. It's like damn, like remember that one time you were being lazy, you didn't do nothing. That like your off day, like you could have been working, you could have been studying for something, you could have been doing this, you could have been doing that, you could have been doing this for the podcast, you could have been submitting for films, but you didn't do nothing, so you weren't able to get that 1% better. You know what I mean? So that's also something that I think that's just always just something so fearful.
And I think it's also like waiting too, like people like fucking procrastinators like us. It's like I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna wait to start the part, or I'm gonna wait to edit tomorrow. I'm gonna wait to do this tomorrow. I'm gonna just push off everything, and the more you push it off, you're gonna get used to pushing it off.
Yeah.
Now it becomes a pattern, just pushing off that, and then now it gets to the point where it's like now you're really not even doing anything. Like now you're really just not. It's not even pushing it off.
Now you're really just a potato.
No, you're really just not. You really just like.
And you know what the worst thing is the worst thing a person can do is think that you have time. That's where you lose.
That's where you lose. Oh yeah. Because that does remind me. So my thing was the debatable, right?
Right.
But I agree with her reasoning, but it's not because of that reasoning, right? Now on this podcast, we're just niggas who talk. I'm never gonna tell nobody how to live their life or what they should and shouldn't do. But what I do believe
We are not
is
licensed.
I'm not. I am not licensed. But what I do believe though is giving people the information, right? Just as long as you know, because some people, you got to understand that they don't really have the same mindset as us, you know.
Right.
And that's who we are. We're grind now, get it, you know, whatever. But I think people don't like understand that. Like I said, that there's a balance, right? You could either work hard now and vibe later, or you could live your life now while you're young, but then have to catch up later. Right. But at the same time, there's still like two sides to that, because now you're young. You're going out, you're experiencing life, you're living life to the fullest, right? There's nothing you say that you didn't do, right? But now you're fucking pushing 40, pushing 35. Now you're trying to catch up and shit. You feel me? As opposed to
basically, and then opposed to what she said, basically saying that you could work now, but later on you're gonna feel that empty void. So I understand. There's always like sides to that.
You have to pick your poison to a point at the end of the day, like. That's really what it is. You have to choose. Everything is hard. So pick a hard.
I love that one. Yeah. Pick your hard for real. Pause.
Boy.
My bad.
Actually, for the procrastination thing, like I'm a huge procrastinator, and the hardest part is starting. Like that's what I really realized. Like once you start, you're straight. But the hardest part is starting. So like I guess a little tip is I'm like, give yourself 5 seconds, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get the fuck up.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Part for me is like just actually continue. After 5 minutes,
Like maintaining.
Maintaining.
Yeah.
I just feel like I gotta stop.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
It's like,
I would say
I'm
both is
doing
hard.
it.
I would say both is hard, but like the starting part, I would say is just a little harder. Like for example, like me and my acting career, like that was hard, bro. Like my first year when I moved out to be an actor. Guess what? My first year I did not book a single thing. Boy. You know what I mean? And then like when I started booking, that's when I started, I started getting on a roll. But the thing is, like, for example, with this podcast, the hardest thing was starting. Like I love saying this because it's really true, bro. Like the camera's my bad. I love saying this because like it's really true, and like we did like 30 to 60 episodes before we even started this podcast. But it's because we're looking for the perfect one. You know what I mean? But all we need to do was start.
Imperfect action is better than nothing.
Most definitely. We get this right.
Fuck it. I got a couple more relatable. Okay, relatable, debatable.
What?
It's gonna be like stupid shit now. It can be fun.
We're chilling now. We're not serious.
Yeah, we're chilling.
No more.
Wiping forward is better than wiping backwards.
Whoa, no.
Relatable. Like I don't do it, but I understand the.
Wait, you said relatable?
Relatable.
Oh,
like I
debatable.
understand it. I don't do it, but I understand. Like
Yeah, but the
'cause
thing
look,
is,
when
you as
wipe
a
it from
man
the
is
front,
kind of crazy as well.
You get everything.
Because like if a woman did that, that's understandable. But like you're a man, so it's like when you're wiping front, don't you like a little bit can get on your nigga? So it's like the fact that you're saying so it's like why, nigga? And plus, I also don't take you as a guy to use wipes. You know what I'm saying?
What?
So like,
so
I feel like no. I'm talking about wipes. I think you use toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
So residue is going everywhere.
Oh,
And you're also the type of nigga to take a shit out. No. It's a roast session for Greg right now. You're also the type of nigga to take a shit at work. So it's like now you're walking around serving niggas with poop on your gooch, nigga. So.
Nah, they don't even know. No. I'll say this though. No, but wiping.
Nah, I'm sorry.
No.
No.
Okay. What? First of all, okay. Do you wipe with wipes?
Huh? I actually do. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, like, if I'm doing it in public, obviously can't.
Oh.
But I will say this: I'm not gonna sit here and like act like I'm better than everybody. Nah, I just started. But I mean, hey, what you try to get on me?
Your ass isn't clean either.
My ass is clean. Okay, my ass is cleaner than yours. That's all that matters.
How you know that?
Okay.
How you know that?
Cause I feel like you wouldn't really ask that if you weren't living by that. So
What do you
now we all know. Now the world knows that you wipe forward. I'm clipping this. Call me a clip farmer. I don't care.
Wow.
I'm
It
clipping
was
this.
just a question. Yo, who wipes forward here?
Nobody wipes forward.
Nobody wipes forward.
And you're the only one. I'm guessing. Did you guys say relatable or debatable?
I said whoa.
I didn't even answer.
I didn't even answer.
She said whoa.
I said whoa.
All
I didn't
right,
even
bro.
answer.
Before the camera dies, you have another one, bro?
Relatable or debatable. Kissing your father on the mouth is not sus.
I mean, that's gay. That's debatable.
No. Like
Debatable.
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 No, or kissing your parents. Let's say kissing your parents on the mouth.
Nah, it's
Debatable. There's no. I'm not gonna look. I know there's some people that be doing that, like Tom Brady and shit like that. But like, look, I mean, the thing is, people do that like when they're babies.
No, don't say people.
No, some people do.
Nah, nigga, I've seen black people do that. Like,
No,
like,
no,
I really do
like,
see them like kiss them on the mouth when they're babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, nobody says nothing. You know, no matter if they're a boy or a girl. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like growing up, I just think it's just a little strange. But I mean,
Like, there's a
that's the
certain
only-
age you
The
hit
only
where it's
reason
like
why
you
I say
kissing
that's strange
now,
is because
it's
like
like-
I wouldn't do that. So I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not about to sit here and be like, yo, y'all weird. But nah, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. That's not me.
That's not me.
That's not me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I don't do it, but I mean, I don't have a kid to be like, I wouldn't do it. So I don't know. When I have a kid, maybe I'll change my mind. But like right now, I'm not kissing any kid.
Well, I also just don't. I also don't think
my
I
parents on the
picture.
lips.
I don't
know.
picture kissing. Like even if I do it when they're babies,
The
I
baby
don't. I
didn't
don't
give you
picture
consent, then
when
nah,
they're
nah.
growing. Huh?
Maybe they didn't give you consent, then you can. But I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Everything is
Next
based
one,
by
bro.
consent.
Like next one, bro.
Okay, relatable or debatable?
This is gonna be the last one. Make it good, nigga.
Okay,
Fuck
okay.
it.
Let me make it good. Let me make it good. Relatable or debatable?
Oh.
Drowning
Whoa.
is a much better death than burning alive.
Oh yeah, relatable.
Debatable.
Okay, look, I'm gonna tell you this. I actually like. I never like. No, I did drown.
Drowning is a
I drowned before. I drowned before, and I'm
That's
alive.
relatable.
Like
You know I
I
wouldn't
drowned
be in the
back in.
waters.
It was like back in YMCA too. Like it was
That's
pretty
relatable.
good. But the thing is, like you said, relatable,
Yeah.
bro. You don't even know what it feels like to like burn alive, and burning alive is crazy. I've been watching watching movies of niggas like burning alive is like, whoa, that's different. And I can't do
No,
that.
oh yeah.
But also, your nerve endings are gonna burn pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
But the
move
thing
on
is, so it's like either way, it's like no, because I feel like drowning, it's just a much more prolonged death because you know you're gonna die. Like that's why
So you
I'm
don't
saying
know you're gonna die when you're burning alive.
no, you know you're gonna die eventually.
Oh, eventually.
The same as drowning, but it just takes too long. Like why can't I just die? Like it's just like you know you're dying. Like
So
all you
look.
see is just water. You know you're like on like your last 7 couple breaths.
Okay.
And then like
Okay,
dude,
let's
that
talk
shit's
about
scary,
pain wise.
dude.
Let's talk about pain wise. So
Oh, no,
like
that-
drowning is just internally, like internally.
Yeah, water
pain.
just filling in your
but like burning alive is internally and externally. You're getting burned alive, and it's whatever how you feeling. Whatever you're being burned alive, and like I know you said like your nerves get burned quicker. Is that what you said?
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me.
Yeah. I mean like
I'd rather just be in water.
I'm drowning, bro.
Ooh,
You drowning or
I'm
burning alive?
I feel like I'm trying to decide because I'm like
It depends
I
like
can't
how
fathom
hot the
myself
fire is.
drowning though because I feel like because I've been like a fishing forever, so I can't fathom drowning. Like, what do you have to say, David?
This nigga just said it depends how hot the fire is.
No, cause some fire like it like
Some fire, like, is just-
because you know
Blue
fire.
fire.
No, yeah, like blue
blue
fire, like that
flame?
shit's harder. No, cause some fire, it might take longer to burn your nerves or to hit that switch. You feel me? So it's like the hotter the fire is, if it could do it instantly, fam.
I think I
I'm
might say
drowning.
burn because all the metros
Burn.
I've watched is like you pass out from the smoke and then you start burning. They can get you, but you pass out.
Oh yeah, you pass out,
So you
bro.
pass out. I'm gonna burn because I hate not being able to breathe. Like,
Yeah, and then on top of that,
You know?
at least when you burn, they could like get your body for the funeral. You gonna be like mangled up, but like when you drown,
At least when you
I mean, you can't breathe
burn?
either way, but like,
no,
I don't
because when
know.
you
hold
burn,
on.
no, because
Your
you're still
corpse
like
isn't-
there's still some remains though when you burn.
You
Like
agree?
there's still
Like,
like some
casket
remains.
closed
Like
regardless.
when you
With that-
drown, you're done.
Closed regardless.
Well, I mean, you're saying that somebody
what do you-
drowns in the middle of the ocean. You're saying like they're
Yeah,
gone.
if you drown in the middle of
I
the
mean, if
ocean,
you
you're
drown in a
gone.
pool, fine.
Nigga, I'm dead. I don't care
Bro,
where
no,
my
I ain't
body's
gonna lie.
at.
If you drown in a pool,
Your booty.
your booty, like, your booty. Like, I can't even swim. You
I'm not
feel
gonna
me?
lie.
Your
As a
booty.
grown up, how do you drown? Like, you know what I mean? Like, as a grown up, you put yourself in a position to drown. Like, if you know you
You know
can't
what's even
be in
crazy?
the water.
Yeah, I was. Oh yeah, Loki. You know what's
Like,
even crazy?
You put your,
Oh,
like
shit.
you know you can't swim, but you're gonna
you're
gonna
gonna-
go
yeah.
jump off of like I don't know. Just
Yeah. I feel
Oh, wait,
you.
wait,
It
also,
kinda, like,
no,
makes me
wait,
think
the-
of like a recent episode when somebody said drowning is an ick.
Dude, I was just about to say that. Like, is that an ick for you? Like, imagine like
I'm
if
guessing
you
that
see a
she
man
agrees.
like help.
Bro, no, it's not. If somebody's drowning, I'm not gonna be like, ew, that's an egg. I'm
No, but like after, you know, you can just
It's
go,
like, why can't you swim?
like, why can't you like do better? Like,
I don't think I'd be like, that's an egg. That wouldn't cross my mind.
Dude,
Nah,
no, I feel no. For some
anyway.
people, it's actually an ick. It's like,
No, I
damn,
believe you.
can't
Like
swim.
you, I mean,
Like-
I would be like, I don't know. I wouldn't be an egg, but I'd be like, we gotta get you to figure out how to swim, bro. 'Cause
Bro.
This isn't it. I like water. I like the beach.
Get them some floaties.
Swimming's
I like
not
the-
easy. It's crazy.
You said what?
Swimming's not easy. It's
Swimming's
insane.
not easy, bro.
I mean, I you
Can
just
you guys,
need
some
the
bodies
basics,
don't
can you
float.
guys tread water?
Yeah,
What's that?
I would say that like
It's
treading
like- it's
water.
like-
It's like
treading
when
water
you're,
is
like,
being is
just
in
like-
place.
yeah.
Oh, floating?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Yeah.
can't float.
It's not
That's what I'm
floating.
saying.
It's not floating.
I
It's
call
two
it
different-
floating.
It's two different things.
Okay, I can't
Floating
tread.
is floating.
I
But
can't
treading
tread.
water is like, you know, I know you can't do either. You
It's
can
like
barely
imagine
swim.
running
Okay,
in place
I
of
can't
water.
keep my head above water.
You're
if I'm holding onto
not
the
helping
ledge.
you're not helping the stereotype. Both of you niggas.
Okay, and like fuck, we get it.
Like-
you got to swim at the YMCA.
I'm starting to really, I'm really starting to. It's not even Boys and Girls
Life
Club.
after
Boys and
life.
Girls Club.
Niggas
But I'm-
say you
It's
gotta
not even
go
just
to
that. Like
YMCA.
sometimes I'm starting to realize the pool right there. I don't think I've seen you guys in there
I
yet.
have been.
That shit's dirty as fuck
Where? The
now,
3
boy.
feet?
Milton.
Nah, I
Huh?
jumped to 6 feet.
6 feet.
Yeah, I did.
6 feet.
Did you move?
What do you mean? Did I move?
6 feet.
shit.
6 feet. 6 feet though. You can
Yeah.
like tippy toe.
I'm-
over. You
so
know
I'm
what
not
I'm
down.
saying?
Bounce up.
Like whatever. Anyways.
No, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm at the beach though, if my toes ain't touching the
The
ground,
sand. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
But
I'm not
then
gonna
that's
lie.
like another like you're
That's
a
unpredictable,
dumbass. Like
nah.
why are you past like why are you this
Yeah,
high
yeah,
in
yeah,
ocean
yeah.
water?
That's what I'm
Facts,
saying.
facts.
Dude, you want to know? Like, I almost got like swept away in ocean water because I remember one
Oh,
day it was
riptide or
like, yeah,
something?
no, yeah, because it was like windy and there was a bunch
Yeah.
of waves, and I was just like keep because I was like just playing around with the waves, and I just went too far, and I didn't notice how far I went. Oh my god! Like that was actually like a life changer. Like I got out the water after because it was kind of pushing me back, and I can't swim.
The ocean is super scary.
That's what I'm saying.
I was trying to surf. That is hard.
Oh,
as
I actually would want to do that.
I would love
Bruh,
to surf though.
I actually
and
wanna
then
do
I'm like in the surf lesson, whatever, and I'm doing it. I fall off, and you're just under the water, like,
Oh damn.
because the waves are really,
Yeah.
really big that day.
I can't do that one, bro. I would love to. It's just that like it's just like
Got it.
I'm not gonna. I think what's trypophobia? Is that like
That's it, isn't that the
water?
dots?
Is that water? No, trypophobia is like a phobia of water or something like that. No,
I don't know.
Oh no, trypophobia is holes. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that,
But
that's
whatever-
what you have.
Anyway,
Niggaphobia.
anyways, bro. Like,
Uh,
but big bodies of waters are low key like crazy. Like, imagine me stranded in the middle of the water. You're grits.
Bro, I was on
You
a
can't go
cruise,
nowhere.
And you look around, dead sea,
Huh?
nothing is the craziest thing ever. Can't lie.
We got. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
tuning
tuning
back
in back
to the most talk about
Talk
talk show that's ever been
Talk
talked about
About
talk show history.
Thank you for tuning in to the lovely
Oh yeah, podcast. We have our special guest. We want to thank you for coming on.
Grace.
Thanks for having me. Maybe I'll be back. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
Third
for
time's
real.
a charm for real.
You know what I
But
mean?
no, I ain't gonna lie. Real shit though, I enjoyed this podcast. We talked about
It's
you
good
know a lot of
talks.
like serious shit. Like we talked about things that we could like take away from this.
We
and
can
I-
take
hopefully
away and
people
move
can.
different.
Yeah.
We can move different.
Yeah, we could move different, and then it's been nice. You know, we're on episode 13 now.
13.
You know,
Oh,
13.
damn.
We're moving up the ranks,
20 on the way.
and
20
also
on the
you
way,
can
20 on
find
the way.
us everywhere.
Everywhere besides
Where can they
Apple
find
Podcasts.
us?
I'm so sorry. We'll get there soon. Though.
Yeah.
Hopefully when this, because this is coming back. This is coming out next week, I think. Hopefully we can get this on Apple Podcasts. If not, I apologize. But we're
Just
gonna
get
be on-
Spotify.
Facts.
The
And
better
we're
one
We're
of
gonna be
the
on
two.
Instagram,
On
Spotify.
YouTube.
I mean, yeah, Spotify.
TikTok, and what's the last
YouTube.
one? Yeah, and there we go.
Yeah, we're on
Thank you.
all of those things. So tell your auntie, tell your granny, tell your
You
tell
have
your
no
uncle.
excuse to not tap in, fuck nigga. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all can go ahead and y'all get out of there now.